This FBI director has been on the job twice as many days as every director before me.
LinkedIn is filled with people boasting how they destroyed targets, and Kash Patel is one of them. We have all done it. And in corporates, when the targets get too crazy, we find what worked best and double down on the goals achieved corner. The difference is just that most of us are not handling a job essential to the national security of the United States of America. Well, FBI's chief is once again under fire. Well, you may say it's not a new thing for Kash Patel, but this time the heat isn't just political, it's coming straight from inside the FBI itself. After all, the storied bureau has had leaders like J. Edward Hoover, William Webster, and Robert Mueller. And now? Well, in stunning new leaks and US media reports, FBI Director Kash Patel is accused of padding the stats, inflating his arrest numbers to make his record look far better than it really is. Well, current and former FBI officials say the bureau quietly changed how it counts arrests, allowing Patel to boast that he has nearly doubled the numbers on his watch. So today in this edition of From the News Desk, we will tell you everything about this very report and why Kash Patel is facing perhaps the most dramatic as well as serious allegations against himself till now.
I can say unequivocally that I never listen to the fake news mafia. And as when they get louder, it just means I'm doing my job.
The storm broke after an MS Now investigation, later picked by multiple US outlets, which revealed deep worries inside the FBI about Patel's claims. Patel has told Congress and the public that FBI arrests have almost doubled since he took over and that the record proves his aggressive leadership is working. But according to current and former law enforcement officials quoted in these very reports, the numbers only shot up because the FBI changed its internal rules.
The problem with you and your baseless reporting is that is an absolute lie.
Intelligence agents say the bureau now counts thousands of immigration-related arrests as FBI arrests, even when FBI agents were only assisting or present while other agencies like immigration and border units actually led the operation and made the arrest. In fact, one official called this padding the stat and said comparing 2025 to 2024 is like comparing apples to the oranges. In fact, another insider flatly described Patel's proud arrest figures as bogus. Now, the same report also accused Patel's team of gaming the FBI's famous 10 most wanted fugitives list. Reports say several fugitives were added to the list only hours or even minutes before agents arrested them, letting Patel later claim dramatic most wanted capture on his watch. In fact, in one case, alleged double murderer Samuel Ramirez Jr. was added to the list and arrested in Mexico just an hour and 13 minutes later. On the other hand, the FBI has publicly denied all of this. A spokesperson called the allegations false and said critics are trying to detract from the FBI's and this administration record of unprecedented crime reduction. These explosive claims landed just as Patel faced a tough Senate appropriation hearing this week.
Nope, it's a total farce. I don't even know where you get this stuff, but it doesn't make it credible because you say so. Unlike your baseless reports, the only person that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging was you.
Senators pressed him not only on the arrest statistics, but also on stories about heavy drinking, unexplained absence, and chaos inside the bureau's leadership ranks. Now, instead of directly answering these questions about his behavior and management style, Patel repeatedly pointed to his arrest data and failing crime figures, holding up the numbers as proof that he is doing a good job. But those are the very figures insiders say are being juiced up, changing the way arrests and most wanted captures are counted. Well, the hearing itself turned dramatic when Senator Chris Van Hollen questioned reports about Patel's alleged drinking and absence. The director angrily denied everything and even challenged the senator to take an alcohol test, while making a bizarre claim about a huge bar tab. He repeatedly tried to turn the conversation back to the crime numbers rather than addressing the detailed allegation about his conduct and leadership. Padding the stats accusation is only the latest headache for Kash Patel. For weeks, he has been hit by stories describing a bureau rattled by leak hunts, internal distrust, and fears of retaliation against those who are seen as against the agenda. Reports say the FBI even opened an insider threat investigation linked to leaks about Patel's alleged drinking habits to a journalist. Now, outside the FBI, Patel's standing with the public is also very weak. Polls cited in US media outlets show far more Americans view him unfavorable rather than favorable, with many are unsure what to believe as new allegations keep surfacing. Though inside the bureau, current and former officials warn that if the arrest numbers are really being massaged, it could damage morale and deepen public mistrust in a key law enforcement institution. But for now, Kash Patel insists the numbers are real and the attacks are just political. But after these stunning leaks and a dramatic Senate hearing where he leaned on contested statistics instead of clear answers, the pressure on the FBI boss is only growing.